Fall has set in and we've been very busy preserving and taking produce out of the garden. One of the things that's usually left to winter is rhubarb in a lot of people's gardens, but I'm going to share a recipe with you. Don't let winter have this last bit of rhubarb. Harvest this and you can turn it into something pretty yummy for those winter days. You need about 10 cups of half-inch pieces. Now this is a full 10 cups, but if you only have 8 cups or 6 cups, it'll also work fine. This recipe is pretty adaptable. The other ingredients you'll need are a 6-ounce package of Strawberry Jello. Black cherry and raspberry work well too, but strawberry's the best. 20-ounce can of crushed pineapple, and 4 cups of sugar if you're going to can this and preserve it. You can probably get away with less sugar, even 2 cups, if you're just going to mix this mixture up and then stick it in the refrigerator. But it's going to need refrigeration if you're only going to use 2 cups. Sugar is your preservative. Rhubarb is highly underutilized in our culture today, if not entirely forgotten. Whereas it used to be a prized plant in our father's garden. Everybody had rhubarb. Rhubarb is tasty, it's full of vitamin C, it's very healthy, it's one of the first plants besides asparagus that comes up in the spring. And it lasts, long into fall. You also need that vitamin C early in the spring, of course, when it comes up, and if you can preserve it, you can use that vitamin C through the winter time. So it used to be, one of those plants that people always had in their garden and were always preserving and putting it away. Take a pot, put your pineapple in, add your rhubarb, put your sugar on top of that. Now my parents used to throw the sugar on top of the rhubarb like this. Just mix it up and then pack it into Ziploc bags and freeze it. They would take it out in the wintertime, cook it up, soften it up, and then put it over ice cream, and it was the best treat come January, February. It's a great dessert item. I put the heat on and we're going to bring this up to a slow boil and soften the rhubarb up. Just get it to where it's soft and falling apart. It takes about 20 or 30 minutes. The use of rhubarb goes back, at least historically written, for thousands of years. I believe the first written historical account of rhubarb comes from China, where it was cultivated some 3,000 years ago. It was thought to have been brought back to Europe by Marco Polo, and then eventually to the Americas in the late 1700s. So it's been with us a long time. Even the Russians have accounts of it dating back hundreds, if not thousands of years, talking about rhubarb. All of these cultures talk about its healing properties, both applying it to skin diseases or using it internally to cleanse oneself. You don't get crap like this on other people's channels, so you guys just better listen up and get this, man. I'm giving out good info here, okay? And rhubarb, much like Inky Prepper, prefers a cooler climate to grow in. It really thrives in cooler climates, doesn't do well at all in some of the sweaty, hot climates down south. Once it starts boiling or simmering, it doesn't take long to break down. It'll soften up and separate. Now usually it takes about 20 minutes, but there's no magic number. You're not trying to get it to a candy stage or a certain stage to make it gel. You're going to use the Jello to do that. So you just kind of get it to the consistency that you want it to be. For me, 20 minutes does it. Once it's to where you want it, take it off the heat. Add the Strawberry Jello. Blend it in well. Ladle the mixture into your sterilized jars. Put your lids on. I water bath can these for about 15 minutes, but you know, my parents, they never even put steel lids on theirs. They just sealed them up with wax, melted wax, and they didn't water bath can them at all, and it seemed to work fine. But I don't know. I don't mind doing it, so I'm just going to water bath can them just to make sure. 10-15 minutes, I think it'll be plenty. The best part about this is the little bit that's left over at the end. Oh man, that is unbelievable. That is really to die for. I mean, that is delicious. Now, of course, it's rhubarb jam. I mean, it goes great on toast and English muffins, but you can put it on other desserts, cakes, and of course ice cream. Ended up getting 10 half pints out of that. A little gift from the garden. Not a bad haul, just for letting it grow out there.